Yeah, see, so there's the, you can hear it. It's just running away. So I have had this camera for about a month. I tried out the slow motion and noticed as I was shooting it last month that after shooting the slow motion, the trigger was a little sticky. And so after changing the batteries a couple of times and turning it on and sort of turning it back off again, it did eventually start working again. And so I had the suspicion that slow motion, which of course is this switch right here, was causing a problem. And so you'd think that I would just go, well, maybe I shouldn't use the slow motion feature. Maybe I should just stick with 18 frames per second or 24 frames per second. But no, I just wanted to try it out. And I hit the, I pulled down the switch for the slow motion, and then the camera began running continuously. Of course, there's the 3 settings. You can hold down the trigger and it'll keep running, and that's kind of like a free run until you turn it off. And then there's run with pulling the trigger, and then there's just the off switch. Turning on the off switch does turn it off, but it's basically running constantly. I haven't turned it on in a couple of days. I was kind of hoping, you know, it's kind of like when you pull the cartridge out of the Nintendo and you blow on it and you hope that that's going to fix the problem. So I was like, let me put her down for a little while and see if perhaps when I pick it up again, the problem will have corrected itself. It's probably not going to, but we'll just put some batteries in and see what happens. Otherwise, I think I'm going to attempt taking it apart, but let's just turn it on and see what happens. And cross your fingers, because I'm not ready to. I don't know if I'm ready for camera surgery, but I certainly don't want this camera running nonstop every time I turn it on. So let's just see what happens. Okay, let's hope the time has helped with this situation. Probably not, but let's see what happens. Yeah, see, so there's the, you can hear it. It's just running away. Of course, trigger still works, but unless you turn it off, it just continues to run. So that's slow motion. You can hear it speeding it up, holding it down, and it's not seem to do anything, nor does changing the speed. Yeah, so that's the exact problem. Well, taking out the cartridge and blowing on it didn't seem to do anything. So I'm gonna have to take it apart. So my reasoning, my thinking for why I'm gonna take it apart versus send it off to somebody else. Number one, it's expensive to send your camera off for repairs, and there's a place I can send it, and I'm sure they would fix it. Basically, my thing is that I feel like repairing the camera would cost almost as much at this point as I paid for the camera. So while I'm not wanting to give up on this camera, and I don't really want to use it in the state that it's currently in, I mean, I certainly can, but I just feel like if this is an issue now, using it while it's not really working correctly is probably going to lead to other mechanical issues that might be harder to fix. Now, I did find a video that I will share with you where somebody had this exact issue. It seems like a pretty easy fix aside from the whole taking the camera apart thing. There's like this little plate, these two plates you kind of have to squeeze back together. And I'm hoping that if I take the camera apart and do that, it'll function properly, and then I can continue to get a lot of use out of this camera. I guess worst case scenario, I take it apart, I f it up, I can't put it back together. And then I buy a new camera. So that was kind of my choice as I saw it. Pay almost as much as I paid for the camera to get it fixed, or try to fix it myself, potentially learn something. If I'm going to be working with this vintage equipment, maybe it's not a bad thing for me to get a little more comfortable with taking these things apart. I'm a little scared because there are quite a bit of buttons, and there's lots of hidden screws and things that I'm concerned about. I'm really concerned about my ability to do this, but we're gonna give it a go, and I'm gonna film it, and if it goes really, really bad, then we'll all be here together. So let's take this camera apart and try to fix this problem.